What's up YouTube, Scrubquad here, bringing you guys a TNA Final Resolution pay-per-view. Now I'm not gonna lie, coming into the night, I was a little iffy on this pay-per-view. I mean, I haven't really been following TNA as much as I used to with school coming around. I'm not always able to watch it, school, sports, and other activities, but I just decided to take a chance, figured, what the heck, I might as well try it out, and I did. So, the first match was between Rob Van Dam and Christopher Daniels, and it was amazing. It wasn't amazing, but it was a really good match to start off the night. It started the show hot, and I was thinking, yeah, made the right decision. Rob Van Dam beat Daniels in what was probably one of the best matches, if not the best match of the night, and I was thinking that I made the right decision by watching this pay-per-view. And then the next match was between Robbie E. and Eric Young, and that's when it sort of hit me like, wow, there was a reason I was a little iffy about this pay-per-view, because TNA has a superstar who resembles an MTV superstar. His name's Robbie E, and he's a champion, and that pissed me off a little bit. I don't like Robbie E at all, and it pissed me off even more because he won. Eric Young is so much more talented than this kid. He's better at everything. Robbie E is just a piece of crap, but they decided to put him over, and he retained his television title. That definitely brought the pay-per-view down after it's relatively good to start with the Rob Van Dam Christopher Daniels match. That definitely brought it down. Next we had a TNA Tag Team Championship match between Crimson and Matt Morgan and pretty much the black people, the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero, and Devon. Now, ironically, the white people got the best of the black people. That doesn't really happen very often, not trying to be racist or anything. And Matt Morgan and Crimson won, and I don't really know what they're doing with this D'Angelo Dinero and Brother Devon storyline. It doesn't seem like it's really going anywhere, because if it was, they would win at a pay-per-view. They haven't really done that as of late, and they would probably have a championship if the story was really going somewhere. They've been feuding, then they've been friends, then they've been feuding and friends, and his sons are involved, and they're not even actually wrestlers. So it's just been really confusing. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they definitely didn't get the win tonight. Next, we have the X Division Championship match. One of the only division, I guess you could say, that TNA has over WWE is their X Division. And it was a pretty good match. It definitely wasn't the best match, but it had its spots. Both guys got a little bit of offense in, and Austin Aries was able to defeat Kid Cash to retain the championship. Like I said before, X Division is one of the only things that TNA has over WWE because of their high-flying ability, and that's something that WWE really lacks. And if TNA can build on that X Division, they will definitely become more competition to WWE. However, they have not been able to build on the X Division ever since the Motor City Machine Guns got hurt. So this is definitely a step in the right direction for TNA, and hopefully they'll be able to start building on that a little bit more. Next, we have the James Storm vs. Kurt Angle match. Now this has been stemming off of, well, pretty much ever since Kurt Angle lost his title. He just decided to pick on James Storm because he was the guy who actually beat him for the title. And it was a good match. It was probably one of the better matches of the night, up there with the Rob Van Dam Christopher Daniels match. James Storm got the win, putting him 2-0 against Kurt Angle, and hopefully this storyline gets a lot better because Kurt Angle does not have a lot of time left in TNA. His contract, I don't know actually. He may have signed a recent contract, but just his in-ring time there's not a lot left. Although TNA does tend to put wrestlers in their 50s in pay-per-view matches. But I don't think Kurt will do that, especially with him training to possibly be on the 2012 American Wrestling Olympic team. That will definitely slow his in-ring time down a little bit. But it was a good match. He can still put on solid work and is arguably one of the best wrestlers ever. The next match was a Jeff Hardy-Jeff Jarrett match, and late, like maybe a couple hours or maybe like a day or two before the pay-per-view, it was announced that this match would have an added stipulation, and it was pretty much whoever loses gets fired. And thank God Jeff Jarrett lost this match, because I'm tired of seeing him in the pay-per-view. He's old. No one wants to see him, and everyone wants to see Jeff Hardy, and like they should. Jeff Hardy's one of the most talented wrestlers ever when he's not souped up on drugs. And he was able to get the win, and then after the match, Sting came out and told him that someone was getting fired, and that's pretty obvious that it's going to be Jeff Jarrett, and thankfully get his old ass out of there. And the final match, which was it wasn't that bad of a match, but the ending was the worst thing that could possibly happen. It was a 30-minute Iron Man match between AJ Styles and Robert Roode. Robert Roode being the TNA Heavyweight Championship, he has a little bit of an edge, but these two are close friends, and it was sure to be a good match for 30 minutes. Now, it wasn't an hour, but, 30 minutes is fine. And it was a good match, and late in the match, it was tied 3-3, and the clock ran out, right? So you think, alright, it's tied 3-3, we go into overtime. No. They call the match a draw, and Robert Roode keeps the championship. Now, the championship thing I don't really care that much about. I would be fine with either man winning. But the fact that they call the match a draw when it's tied 3-3 is ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing that TNA could possibly do, especially right around the corner for WWE's WrestleMania, which will absolutely skyrocket their ratings. Or not skyrocket, but it'll bring their ratings up and send TNA's down. And one of their last pay-per-views of the year, or probably the last pay-per-view of the year, ends in a draw. That's absolutely ridiculous. That made me regret watching this pay-per-view at all. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was almost as dumb as the Sting Jeff Hardy match. I don't know, maybe it wasn't that dumb. That was a pretty bad match. That was just not a way to end the pay-per-view. Just stupid booking by TNA's part. Whatever. So that was it for the pay-per-view. Started off nice, had some solid matches, but the ending absolutely killed it. TNA should definitely work on that going into the new year. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.